Good evening, cinephiles and cineasts of YouTube. Welcome to a Criterion Collection review tonight. I am going to talk about Michael Powell and Emeric Pressburger's I Know Where I'm Going. The Criterion Collection edition of I Know Where I'm Going is only available on DVD, sadly. But it's not so bad because the transfer of the film is not the best. It's pretty good. It's a 1945 film, so we can forgive it. I am slowly becoming a huge fan of the Archers, Powell and Pressburger. I was first introduced to their films through word of mouth from other film friends of mine, The Black Narcissus, which came out a year or so after, well, I guess it came out 2 years after this movie. I'd never seen it until recently, but I heard all about their Technicolor goodness via the Black Narcissus film that they did. Since then, I've gone ahead and bought a few of their movies through the Criterion Collection, Black Narcissus being one of them. And most recently, I picked up I Know Where I'm Going, and I had no idea where I was going when I bought this. I didn't know anything about it other than it was a Powell and Pressburger film. Very happy with this purchase. It's a love story and a drama, and it takes place in Scotland, more specifically on an island in North Scotland, Western Scotland. And the movie really makes you feel like you are on a small Scottish farm town, seaside village. And I guess that is what the intent of the filmmakers were. Michael Powell, the co-director, has a very deep affection for the Scottish countryside, and especially the islands around Scotland. So the film was for him not necessarily a dream project, but something that he really wanted to work on. It came from an idea from his partner, Emeric Pressburger, who usually came up with the story ideas for the two and wrote the initial scripts or story outlines. His basic idea was it's about a woman who travels to an island to get married, but before she can get to the island, a storm prevents her from getting there. And that's basically the idea of I Know Where I'm Going. The actress' name is Wendy Hiller, and I guess by the end of her career she was Dame Wendy Hiller. I don't know her very well. I'm not sure of anything she's been in. But she is moving from England to marry a rich businessman who is living on an island off the western Scottish coast. Before she can get there, however, she is prevented from making it the last leg of her journey to his island by a storm which blows in. And it traps her on the mainland with a young naval officer played by Roger Livesey. He's an actor who is in several Powell and Pressburger productions. The Life and Death of Colonel Blimp is one of them, and I'm not sure what the other one is, but I think he's in one more of theirs. So anyway, she ends up falling in love with Roger Livesey's character, being stranded on the island with him for a few days, and learning about the Scottish traditions. And it's a great movie. They consider it not just a love story and drama, but a fable as well, because I Know Where I'm Going is what the main character's mindset is. From birth, she's shown to know that she knows what she wants out of life and she's going to get it. What she's going to get in this movie specifically is married to a rich man, where she thinks all of her problems will be solved because she will be rich. But the storm prevents her from getting there, and she learns about real love with Roger Livesey's characters. They fall in love. Spoiler. This is a very great collection, a very great set. It has a commentary by a film historian by the name of Ian Christie. I guess he's a professor of film studies over in London. He's written several books on film, specifically about Powell and Pressburger. He's written some books on them. He's written books on Martin Scorsese. And another favorite of mine, Terry Gilliam. He's written books on him. So he gives a really great, informative, and in-depth commentary on the film. There's also a documentary on here that revisits the locations for the movie. They go back to the Scottish Islands where the movie was filmed about 40 years later, 50 years later, and do a documentary. Michael Powell's widow does some commentary on here as well, to some photos and family films that the late director took and made. The insert is also a small essay. There's a small essay written on the insert by Ian Christie as well. It gives you a brief overview of the movie and some of the history behind it and why it's an important piece of British cinema and just an important piece of cinema in general. I just watched this for the first time tonight. I watched all the special features. I watched the movie twice because I watched it with a commentary as well. And this one is fantastic. I pretty much am convinced now that I need to see all of the Archers movies, all of the Michael Powell and Emeric Pressburger movies. So stay tuned for more Criterion Collection reviews from me, focusing on this great writing and directing pair. Before I let you go, if you're a filmmaker, an amateur filmmaker on YouTube, and would like me to review your movie, send it my way. I'd be happy to. Also, keep your eye open on this channel for a new show called Latecomer, where me and a friend of mine by the name of Russell Root are going to talk about movies and TV that I've always meant to see and never got around to. Please like, share, and subscribe. Again, I'm Bill Robertson. This has been a Criterion Collection review for I Know Where I'm Going. I'll see you next time.